Hi, this is Brad Willis. I am the moderator of the MetalStorm fan group. We're located on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/MetalStorm fan group. We've got about 400 members as of this moment, and it is an excellent place to get to know your fellow MetalStorm players who really aren't so bad. Once again, you get to know them. And also, I think most of us have picked up some technique and also perhaps shared some technique in the group, getting to know our fellow players and talking about the game. So one of our group members asked me to do a review on Ice Wolf, so I figured I'd go ahead and do that. So you can see Ice Wolf spinning about. We'll take a little bit closer look at it. I used to call it Ugly Wolf because even though it's distinctive in a way, it's kind of ugly. If you look at that nose coming around, you're going to see it looks kind of like a pig to me. So I used to really like blowing up Ice Wolf. But fundamentally, it's not a bad plane. Let's go back and take a look at the stats. Energy, 10% boost. These planes, these being weapons class, are very starved for energy, so that's very helpful. Lets you maneuver a little bit more than you would otherwise without running out of energy. Plus 6% missile tracking, also quite helpful. Most of the planes, as you probably know, don't have missile tracking, and the best trackers are the weapons class planes, so that will help you hit your target a little bit better. And also we had a recent upgrade, I guess you'd say, of the MetalStorm application. And most of us feel that the missile tracking has been dumbed down a little bit on the planes overall. So if you do have extra tracking, it's just going to give you a little more of an advantage, especially a player like me who uses typically credit weapons and stock cannon. Rams don't track that great to begin with, and if they did in fact dumb it down a little bit, that's going to help out a bit. Damage at a plus 14 is very good. Means you're going to do a little extra damage when you do finally hit them. And also plus 12 speed is also quite good. What's missing? I guess maybe agility. I wouldn't mind having, this plane has no agility boost, so it really doesn't turn all that well. You can kind of fudge it a little bit with the extra speed and do a few things with it, but personally, I would like to have agility, but at the same time, if you look at the statistics it does have, none of them are kind of throwaway useless stats, I should say. They're all pretty good. I'm not great in this plane. I don't use it a lot. I'm not really used to all the particular characteristics and quirks, and so I probably won't give you a real great showing here, frankly. And also I mentioned the fact I'm using inferior weaponry than most of these guys are using, coin weapons, and they're using lancers or Biznos and coin cannon. I'm using a stock cannon and rams. So again, it's usually pretty hard to beat people under those circumstances, especially when you're flying a plane that you're not all that familiar with, which is the case here. But we're going to do the best we can. So we're going to go ahead and pick someone out here, hopefully an auto match. As usual, I'll tell you what I'm thinking, what my opponent's doing, how the plane is handling, and even though it's difficult, we're going to do what we can to get a win. We got a Sky Demon with Biznos, and so we'll do what we can to beat this guy. Again, when you have Biznos, it's never very easy. Now, when you get the opening spawn now, you want to accelerate pretty fast, because it used to be that you got to spawn from a great distance, and now, especially on the C map, and now that's often not happening. A lot of times the spawns are pretty close, so you really want to get target acquisition as soon as you can. You used to have a little bit more time, and you can see he has some extra agility on me. I'm just trying to stay away from him because I know he's got a very powerful missile. I'm just keeping it very close to that arrow, and I'm hoping I can catch him maybe on no lock like that, but I think it missed. But we tried. We'll do the same again, and again, I don't really want to open it up on this guy because, again, he's got advantages, at least in terms of his plane and his weapons. So, I've got a skill advantage, I would imagine. But nonetheless, you get hit by a few Biznos, you're pretty much toast. So normally if I had the same weapons, or if he was using rams or credit weapons or something like that, I'll probably open it up on him a little more. As it is, I really don't want to get hit with those, although I may a little bit later if we get close. Now I'd like to get a no luck on him, but I'm not really getting a lot of luck here. Hoping he'd come across my nose, my pig nose, but he didn't do that. So again, I'm just keeping it very, very, very close. If I get hit with a couple more Biznos, I could be toast pretty easily. Now, as the game wears on, again, I may open it up a little, try to surprise him. Again, he has a big advantage over me right now, but I can certainly do some damage on him as well. So there he was. I probably should. Now I'm going to go ahead and accelerate. I don't know if this is wise or not, but let's try it. We're going to come around and spin. Hope he's there, and I don't know. It looks like my shots didn't get him, even with that extra tracking. I'm going to do the same thing again here in a minute. I'm going to accelerate, try not to hit the water. I came pretty close, as you can see. Come around, and hopefully he'll be there. He's not. We're pretty low. Maybe he'll crash. I'm accelerating again. I only got 36 seconds left. We'll come around. We'll go ahead and spin. And he's got a plane with much better agility and better speed as well. I think he's got better speed, certainly better agility. So we got a shot on him. We got 24 seconds. Let's go ahead and accelerate again. We're going to slow, come around hard. Hope he's there. He took a shot at me, but didn't get me, fortunately. There he is, but I don't think I have a good angle on him. Nope, 13 seconds. I'm going to accelerate again. Come down. I got a little bit of distance there. And did we get him? Yeah, we sure did. Good. So we got a 1-0 so far. We got 4 seconds to kill. He'll show up in a minute. Probably hit me with a Bisno. By the way, always be ready on that opening spawn like what we just had. They'll come at you pretty quickly sometimes. And again, with the new update, it seems like they are often very, very close. So, if you get a kill and then you got a spawn coming up right after that, don't sit there and gloat and be happy about it. Be ready for that person to come at you and be ready to shoot really fast, because sometimes they're right in front of your nose. Maybe they're not ready, but if you are, you can get some very good damage on them. So that was a game. We got a 1-0 win. It was a pretty good performance by Ice Wolf. I think you could see some of the advantages of the plane, some of the limitations. We did get a few shots on this fella, and when we did, it seemed to hit him pretty hard. The speed was good when I needed it. It was certainly there. I think you could also see there was not fabulous agility on this plane, although I really kept it pretty tight just because I knew I was playing a plane with Bisnos, and several of those, and I'm definitely toast, so I'm not going to open it up typically too much on this guy. But I did in the end, and fortunately we got a win. But it is a decent plane, I think. I would prefer, again, a bit more agility, but some of these planes you can make up for lack of agility by technique. So if it's something that you're considering and they offer it again, it depending on your playing style, it may well be worthwhile. Again, it is not the most beautiful plane in the world, Ugly Wolf once again, as I call it, but I think it is a decent plane, and so there's nothing certainly wrong with it. There's no little quirks, or some of them have a high sight or something funky about them. Nothing funky about this plane other than the looks. Again, just kind of miss a little bit of agility, but other than that, it is pretty good. So that is your review on Ice Wolf. I hope you found it useful. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to leave those in the remarks section here on YouTube. To thank you for your time, and as always, we will see you in the skies playing MetalStorm.